Hi, my name is Chris from AV Express, and today we're going to demonstrate how to install the AEON-50310 pull-down fireplace TV mount. We appreciate your thumbs up and likes on this video, and hope you will subscribe to our YouTube channel featuring many how-to and informative product videos like this one. This versatile mount offers some unique features, including vertical and horizontal adjustment, which will make this installation simple but also flexible. Not only does this new mount reduce the guesswork of how high above the mantel we'll need to install it, it can be installed on a wide variety of applications, including 16-inch on center studs, 24-inch on center studs, a single wooden stud, concrete, or masonry. The necessary hardware to install this mount on any of these surfaces is also in the box. To begin, there are a few tools you will need to complete this installation. You will need a level, a pencil, a drill with a 6mm drill bit, a stud finder, a measuring tape, and a metric socket set. You will also need a Phillips head screwdriver. You will need the Allen wrenches included with this mount as well in order to adjust the tension of the mount to your TV's weight. However, this will be done once the TV is installed on it. Please note we will follow the manual that comes with the mount to some extent. However, we will pause to elaborate on some of these steps to properly demonstrate them. The AEON-50310 Fireplace TV mount can accommodate a wide variety of TVs weighing between 25 and 90 pounds with VISA sizes up to 600 by 400 millimeters. Please note specifications are subject to change, and we do recommend you check our website for updates periodically. Note the weight recommendations to this mount are important, as the gas spring that allows its height adjustment will not function properly outside of these tolerances. The ideal sizes recommended for this pull-down TV mount are between 46 and 80 inches. However, the weight and the VESA pattern of your TV are more important than the size of the TV itself. The location and placement of the Fire TV mount are also important factors to consider, as they are both dependent on the distance from your mantel to your ceiling and also the depth of the mantel itself. While having the TV completely centered between the ceiling and the mantel may be ideal, this will be contingent on making sure the Fireplace TV mount does not hit the mantel when it is pulled downward or hit the ceiling when close to the wall. The vertical adjustment feature of the AEON-50310 will allow you to adjust the TV up or down on the mount post-installation in the event your TV is not in the ideal location. This will be especially beneficial for TVs that have their VESA pattern on the bottom of the TV, which will inevitably force the TV to sit higher when it's on the mount. For more information on the proper height of the TV above the mantel, please refer to the table in the manual or give us a call, 877-302-8397, and we'd be happy to help you out. The first step is going to be to determine where to place your television between the ceiling and the mantel with the space that's available. In our installation, we have 44 inches from the top to the bottom, and our 60-inch TV measures 32 inches in height. This gives us 12 inches to work with, so 6 inches on the top and 6 inches on the bottom, to make the TV perfectly centered above our mantel. However, we have to make sure that those 6 inches here will be enough to clear the mantel when we pull the mount out and away from the wall without hitting it. Next, using a stud finder, we're going to locate the center of the wooden stud or studs we're going to install the back plate on. For the purpose of our installation, we're going to use 16-inch on center wooden studs because that's where they happen to be for our application. Now, our goal in this installation is to make sure that our mount is perfectly centered between the ceiling and also between the mantel. And in doing so, making sure we install it high enough above the mantel that it does not hit the mantel when it's pulled down and away from the wall. Also important is this offset center line, which is 2¼ inches away from the top of the backplate when it will be on the wall. This will be the center of our television once it is installed, but this will only be the center of our television if you have a centered VESA pattern on the back of your television. Now that we know where our studs are, and now that we've located where we're going to install the backplate, you can either use the mounting template or the backplate as a template to figure out exactly where we're going to pre-drill our pilot holes. Well, I'm going to use the backplate with a level against it, and I'm going to line up and try to center the mount as much as possible and mark where our pilot holes are to be drilled. Next, we're going to pre-drill all 4 pilot holes using a 3/16 or 6mm drill bit as per the manual. Now, you want to be sure to drill straight and not crooked or at an angle, as this can split or miss the stud, causing failure from improper installation. Next step is to place your backplate against the wall and by hand Thread the first lag screw with the washer on it through the backplate and into the wall. Next, using a 14mm socket, we're going to hand tighten all 4 of the lag screws to the wall. And we're just double checking to make sure that our backplate is level before we move on to the next step. Now that the backplate is affixed to the wall, we'll next attach the vertical rails, connecting rods, and front panel and assemble these, which are parts 2, 4, and 5 respectively. To attach the bracket or a gas piston assembly to the backplate, you will need to place it on the center of the backplate and affix it using the 4 M8 socket cap screws. Once you've carefully situated the piston arm assembly into the backplate and you've secured the 4 screws with the included Allen wrench, next we will assemble the vertical rails and the connecting rods to match the VESA pattern of your TV. Beginning with the 2 vertical rails, slide them onto the connecting rods like so, and then you will insert the slider plates, which are part 4 in the manual, into the connecting rods. Now it's important to note that during this process you're going to want to have this side of the connecting rod facing you, where the holes are exposed, so you'll be able to tighten the slider plate securely. And once you've assembled the connecting rods and the vertical rails, place the assembly on the back of the TV and adjust it to match your TV's VESA pattern. Once you've matched the VESA pattern up, thread the 4 Phillips head screws from the hardware kit into the slider plates and tighten them securely. Next step is to select the appropriate screw size from the included hardware kit that matches the depth and size of the mounting holes on the back of your television. While the manufacturer supplied kit will work with most TVs, once in a while additional hardware may be required. Next step will be to tighten these 4 screws securely into the back of your TV with a Phillips head screwdriver. Now that we've assembled the vertical rails and the connecting rods on the back of the TV and effectively assembled our VESA adapter, the next step will be to install the front panel, or the bracket, onto the front of the gas piston assembly up here. Now these 4 PEM studs on the back, as you can see, will line up with the 4 holes on the front of the bracket. And the 4 provided lock nuts and washers, which are part K in the hardware kit, we'll thread those onto the back of these studs once we lock it through the front of the gas piston assembly here. Now that we've secured the faceplate onto the gas piston assembly, you're going to tighten the 4 lock nuts you placed on the back, but not tighten them completely, as this will also be the level adjust. You may want to adjust that after the installation is complete. Now we are ready to hang the TV on the mount. Using a second pair of hands, raise the TV up to the mount and then lock it into position. Now that the TV is secured onto the mount, the next step is going to be to tighten the 2 Phillips head retaining screws on the back of the mount. The lateral adjustment is similar to the popular AEON-50310, which allows you to correct your TV's location even if your studs are not in the right place. Once you have adjusted it to the correct location, simply reinstall and tighten the 4 socket cap screws back into place on the gas piston assembly. Now, using the provided Allen wrench, adjust the tension of the mount's counterweight either by hand or by placing the included wrench in the end of a drill. Now you will want to observe the weight ratings on the mount sticker. This will help you to match the weight setting of your TV to the counterweight of the mount. And once the mount is properly adjusted, the TV should float on the mount in any position desired. If the TV mount is still difficult to pull down or adjust after this step, the tension setting is likely not correct. Note, this step can only be done after the TV is installed. The next step of the installation is to adjust the height setting of the TV on the mount. Now the unique feature of this mount is we can actually drop the TV to cover the bottom of the mount, which, as you can see here, was exposed after we finished the installation. Now, since the VESA pattern of our TV sits a little bit lower and not in the center of the TV as it does in some others, it causes the TV to sit a little bit higher on the mount. So we're going to take the TV off, we're going to drop the front plate down, and then we're going to reinstall the TV. As you can see, we finished the height adjustment and we've lowered the TV on the mount to cover the bottom of the mount, which we could see previously, and now we cannot. If your TV is not perfectly level, loosen the lock nuts behind the TV, level your TV, and retighten them. Next, if so desired, you can also adjust the tilt angle of the TV by using the enhanced tilting mechanism. Simply loosen the ratcheting knobs, adjust the TV to the desired angle, and retighten accordingly. Unique swiveling capabilities allow 90 degrees of total swiveling or 45 degrees left or right. When we're almost done, we're just going to put the finishing touches on our installation. We have the plastic trim covers that go over the horizontal rails and also the mount's handle. The mount's handle will easily mount right underneath here on the bars that we've installed. And the plastic trim covers go on. To see more details and features regarding this mount, search AEON-50310 in our website or watch the product video on our AV Express YouTube channel. Now that we've installed the plastic trim covers, these can easily be painted to match your decor. That concludes our installation video. As you can see, we can take full advantage of all the features of this mount and adjust it at any time. We want to thank you for tuning into our channel and watching our how to install pull-down TV mount video on the AEON-50310. As always, thanks for watching and thanks for shopping with AV Express.